Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tonight from Conifer High School, it's game number 3 of the regular season for the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they face the Conifer Lobos along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. I'm John Beltran. Gentlemen, I've been here once before. You've been here twice before. First time was a positive result. Second time, not so much. But I think this is the first time that all of us have been here during the regular season. This has been a playoff venue for the Mustangs. And we remember 2 years ago when Fort Morgan lost to Conifer during the regular season and then in the playoffs. And I think Coach Davies just outlined it. This is not, Brian, quite the same team they had 2 years ago when they passed all over Fort Morgan in that first-round playoff victory.
Yeah, this isn't the same team at all. They just as soon run the ball now as throw it. And they're averaging about 173 yards on the ground. And Fort Morgan's about 350 or so, I think, on the ground. But it's not the same team. Fort Morgan's a senior-laden team, experienced team this year, as Conifer is not. So if Fort Morgan plays their game like they have been, keeps the turnovers down, keep the penalties down from 2 weeks ago, they should go home with a victory.
That sounds like pretty much your nickel package there.
Yep.
All right, well, that's good. You covered it all right there. Kevin, we know defensively for Fort Morgan, they really couldn't stop the run against Scotts Bluff, even though they did a better job in the second half than the first half. And the same thing in this in the Brush game. You weren't with us, but Brush ran all over Fort Morgan for quite a while. It was a bend but don't break defense. So that's got to be the primary focus for the Mustangs defensively, just stopping the running game of the opposing offense, even if Conifer doesn't run the ball as much as a Brush or a Scotts Bluff did. Because, you know, once you get to the playoffs, if you can't stop the run, it's going to be difficult to win in advance.
Yeah, you're right. I got to watch the second half of the Scotts Bluff team or game, and Fort Morgan was just lucky that they couldn't throw because the run sets up the pass, and if we have to put more and more guys in the box to stop their run tonight, that's going to free up their passing, and they're a better passing team than we've seen all year.
The good thing is, like Coach Davies mentioned, that the Fort Morgan secondary is strong, but that's going to be a lot of one-on-one coverage if they're going to be sending extra players to stop the run. Larry Fitzmaurice was the head coach for a long time, and now it's John Shipley, as Fitzmaurice, as Coach Davies mentioned, still on this staff. They're dressed in their home greens, the Mustangs in their road whites, coached by Ty Davies, assisted by Jacob Lund, Tanner Campbell, Drew Davies, Gary Davies, Jim Kreckemeyer, Ron Eccles, Josh Langford, who's the defensive coordinator, Tyrone Ortiz, Eric Sherman, Seth Wolf, and first-year assistant coach, I should say, Isaac Linker. Conifer at 2-1, coming off a 35-27 loss to Glenwood Springs. Brian, I think that's a positive for Fort Morgan, knowing they gave up 35 to Glenwood. The Fort Morgan offense has cranked up in the second half of both games. Maybe this is the opportunity to do it for 4 quarters.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them come out and put a good first half together. As you've said, the first 2 games, they were a second half team. Let's see if we can get that cranked up here in the first half, and then in the second half if need to.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with a kickoff of tonight's game after this on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Kevin Rohde and Brian Nickel. Opening kickoff is brought to you by Buildings by Design, the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. And the Mustangs will kick it off with Brandon Marquez. He's been a weapon in the kicking game.
Yeah, it's been great. I believe he was a kicker last year too, but he's done a nice job this year so far. It's been a wonderful surprise to me anyway.
But he wasn't a kicker at the beginning of the season, and then he kicked that late field goal there, or the early field goal against Roosevelt. They've got 3 back deep to receive. Let's see if that's Nate Torrance out there. We're quite a distance here behind the fans and behind the track and behind the bench on a glorious night here in Conifer on the right hash mark, and it's booted all the way down to the 15-yard line, takes a roll into the end zone, and unable to field that one over there was Gage Sims. He just let the ball go by him. And the game time temperature tonight is a balmy 57 degrees and not expected to drop too much into the 40s. That's about it. Conifer at their own 20-yard line. Zach Zalfa is the quarterback. And the backs are split. Gage Womack is the lead back on this team. There's the handoff. That is Womack running left, and he's trapped and dives to about the 22-yard line. Nice job by the Mustangs. Around that football to make the play. The initial hit was made by Timothy Paxton. Also there was Levi McCoy. We'll give him 3 yards. Second down and 7 to go. Kevin?
That's good effort on his part because he was stopped back in the backfield and he kind of dove through 3 tacklers to get a couple yards.
2 receivers split out to the right, making trips to the right. Now out of the gun. 1 receiver to the left, second down and 7. And this will be a quarterback keeper. And right there to make the play, maybe for a loss, was Corey Schlegel. He just went up the middle. There was nothing fancy about that. And he got back to the line of scrimmage. That was about it.
Yeah, according to Max Preps on their stats, if they have all the stats up, he only has two yards on 2 runs this year. So that was kind of a strange play, I would say, or they might not be expecting something like that. But
yeah, now I think he has -1 on 3 runs.
Third down and 7 to go from their own 23-yard line. Conifer dressed in all green. Under center this time is Zalfa. Play action, rolling out to his right. Has time. Pressure comes, throws on the back foot. Intercepted Ortega. 30-yard line, and he's out of bounds. He jumped the route at the 30 along the left sideline, and Frank Ortega picks it off. And that's the way this starts for the Mustangs. And a Mustang is hurt pretty badly down at about the 10 or 11-yard line. We'll have to see who that is off the pick. Thrown by Zach Zalfa. Hopefully that's just a wind knocked out of you, but there's a lot of pain down there on the field by a Mustang at about the 10-yard line of Conifer. Well, you don't want to see that this early.
No. And I didn't see it. I don't know if it was a block.
Yeah, it looks like they're maybe looking at his knee. Hopefully that's not the case.
Well, they're sending the players off the field. Well, but that's only temp. Well, all right, he's up on his, whoever that is. See if we can spot a number. I think it was just
20-something.
That's Aiden Derry, it looks like. Or is, no, maybe it's not 24. Is that 24? I see it too.
Can't tell.
I'm not sure if that's Aiden Derry, who's been a key cog on that defense the first couple of games. I'm keeping my eyes on him, but you can't see that second number. I thought I saw 4 besides the 2, but I'm not sure. First and 10 for the Mustangs. And the football is resting inside the 25. Looks like at about the 23 based on the first down marker. But it looks past the 23 from here. Yeah. Right? That doesn't look like the 23. Is that marker correct?
That's on the 20.
Yeah. Well, they're
now look at the first down marker over there on the side.
They're so far off the field that.
Yeah, I think it's the 22 at least. Their handoff, Ortega off left tackle, back to the middle to the 15, and he backs his way down to about the 12-yard line or the 13, close to a first down. Maybe it's an optical illusion, but it's a gain. Looks like right at 10 yards for Frank Ortega. And the Mustangs are right back up to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I'm looking at the first down marker. That's it. They're at the 13-yard line. It just doesn't look like it from here because we're at an odd angle. First and 10 for the Mustangs. 10-10 to go here in the opening quarter. Frank Ortega just intercepted a pass and picked up 10. 5 yards behind center. Wheatley off right tackle to the 10, and he's down right there. That's the definition of a solo tackle. Tough to see these numbers for a Conifer, but it was Justin Stiles, the 6', 165-pound junior. A gain of 3 for Wheatley. Second down and 7 to go from the 10. Mustangs will switch between the shotgun and the pistol, but right now Ortega's to the right of the quarterback. Marquez and Fajardo are slated to the right, Mosqueda to the left. Again, the running back to the right of Wheatley. Second down and 7 from the 10. And play action, looking to throw. He takes off with the football. He's sacked. Boy, pressure up the middle. Takes a 2-yard sack. And that hit was made by Grady Forsythe, the sophomore.
Yeah, that's 8 sacks on the season for Conifer now.
Well, and that was one of their strengths. Now you have a third down and 9 to go from the 12-yard line. And it's rare that Wheatley's sacked, but I think he was waiting for a cut, somebody to cut, and it was so quick with that pass rush, he didn't have any time. 3rd down and 9 for the 12-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left. Wheatley this time, play action, looks to throw over the middle. The pass is caught by Marquez, and he dives for the end zone. Is he in? I think he's right at the goal line, but it looked like he almost got in. He's right at the goal line, a pickup of close to 12, and that throw was behind him on that little slant. A great adjustment by Fernando Marquez. 1st and goal. Well, it looks like they've got him at the 2 based on that yard marker. Gain of 10. Here's Wheatley off right guard, and he is into the end zone. It looks like from here, yes.
Yep.
We'll give it a yard away. There's no way that was a 2-yard run for Wheatley. And the Mustangs lead 6-0 with 8:20 to go here in the opening quarter. But the key play, undoubtedly, that 10-yard pass, make it the 11-yard pass from Wheatley to Marquez, set up by the Frank Ortega interception. Charlie Langford will hold for Brandon Marquez. Now there's a little swinging gate there, but this will be a conventional extra point as Fort Morgan is off to a quick start. Awaiting the snap is Langford. There was some movement there. The kick is up and good, but I wonder if that was offsides. Yep. Offsides against Conifer. And I'm sure Coach Davies might be tempted to go for 2 at some point because you might need that.
Yep, it looks like they're going to.
I mean, the ball's now at the 1-yard line. You can pick up a yard. They can run the ball on this team. I think they're going to go for 2 to try to make this an 8-0 game here early on after Fort Morgan got into the end zone. So this will be a 2-point conversion. Come on, guys, let's get this going. Sometimes this is emblematic of the slow night. We had a Mustang go down, but that wasn't too long, and now we have an offsides. Now you send the offense back on the field, which I think is the right play. But you certainly want them to run this play as quickly as possible. Whaley out of the pistol here for the 2-point conversion. Now is he going to go under center? Nope. He will back up. Ortega to his left for the 2-point conversion. Man in motion to the left is Fajardo, and Wheatley keeps it himself. He's hit at the goal line, but I believe he's in. He's in. That's the 2-point conversion. 8:20 to go here in the opening quarter. It's Fort Morgan 8, Conifer nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Grady Forsythe returns the kickoff, a line drive, almost like pooched along the sideline there, and gains about 6 or 7 yards in the return. Short drive, Brian, for the Mustangs to get on the board.
Yeah, 23 yards in 5 plays. Took 2 minutes and 20 seconds, but Wheatley takes it in from 1 yard out, and then the 2-point conversion. 8-0 Fort Morgan.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for Conifer. 5 yards behind center, Zalfa. 5-step drop, deep drop, throws it out to his left, complete. That's a 1st down across the 35 to the 37. That's Forsythe, a gain of 12. And he had a step on the
leg room here, so I have to keep my foot here, dude.
He had a step on the defender, Fajardo. We'll give him 13 yards. A gain of 13, and they're right back up to the line of scrimmage. Again, play action, looking to throw out to his right. That's caught at the 40-yard line and to the 45, close to 7. Let's see, who is that who made that catch? Yeah, tough to tell. Who was that?
Sims, I said.
Gage Sims on the reception. 2nd down at about 3 to go. 2nd and 3 from the 45-yard line, just shy of the 46. 1 setback, under center, handoff left side. That's a 1st down to the 50. That's not Womack. I don't believe that is Womack, a gain of 5. Yeah, I think I saw the name Hudson. Nicholas Hudson with Marquez making the tackle, but it's a gain of 5. Now they'll give him the 49 here of Fort Morgan. 8-0 Mustangs on a 1-yard touchdown by Briggs Wheatley. On 1st and 10, 49-yard line of Fort Morgan. Awaiting the snap. throw out in the right flat, and it's incomplete off the hands of Womack, and it was a forward pass. It was not behind him. It was not a lateral. It will be second down and 10 to go. That's already the fourth pass thrown by Zach Zalfa, an interception and 2 completions for 20 yards.
Yeah, they're finally coming out and going to the pass. That's their strength, so they're not getting a whole lot accomplished on the run.
Second down and 10 to go for the 49-yard line. Under center this time is Zalfa. He'll hand it off to Hudson, scooting through the middle, now back to his right. A nice gain across the 45 to the 43. Mustangs had some trouble there. But finally, there was some contact by Chase Redding. And the gain is close to 6. Third down and a long 4 to go, just shy of the 42. Just shy of the 43, excuse me. After the gain of 6 by Hudson. Pass out in the left flat, and a nice play by Wheatley. That ball was caught and then pasted right there. Off the catch was Gage Sims. A gain of about half a yard.
Yeah.
And it'll be fourth down, and we'll call it, well, that's about 3.5 yards to go. It's at the 42.5. They got to get to the 39. And they're going to go for it. 6 minutes to go, opening quarter. Fort Morgan leads Conifer 8-0. And they will go for it. And they got to get these guys out of here. They're just scooting around. You got to sit down. On fourth down, and he wasn't expecting the snap. And now falling on the football at the 38-yard line of Conifer is Zach Zalfa. The snap caught him off guard, and that's going to turn into a loss of almost 20 yards. And Kevin, that's a huge break for the Mustangs.
It is, and that's 2 big mistakes that Conifer's offense has made now that has set up Fort Morgan in short territory. Fort Morgan goes in and scores here. That's going to be 14, 16 points difference because of mistakes.
First and 10 for the Mustangs at the 38-yard line. They're looking to make this a quick night, run the ball and move the clock with 5:46 to go. They scored in their opening drive, but that was a short field, and this is a longer field, but still a short field, Brian.
Yeah, but with the 38-yard line, so we went 23 the first time. Anytime you can get in positive territory like this, you got to do your thing and get it in the end zone. Run the ball, and that's their thing. Although this year they've split it up pretty good. They've been timeout, looks like Fort Morgan, so.
We'll keep it right here. The Mustangs are back in action coming up on Friday at home against Discovery Canyon. Discovery Canyon's been outscored in their last 2 games, close to like 100-14, and losses to Pine Creek last night and to Meade 50-7 a week ago. But that doesn't mean that Fort Morgan's got a guaranteed victory. Discovery Canyon's always had a good football program, and they have not played each other in, I believe, 3 years. That was the state quarterfinals, and Fort Morgan had that game. When you called that, Brian, and you and Kevin, that's about a 12, 13-point lead. Trey McBride had a huge first half, and then it kind of got away from Fort Morgan, and they lost that game. And Discovery Canyon got all the way to the finals and lost to Pueblo East.
Yeah, if I remember right, it didn't seem like they hardly used Trey at all in that second half. I don't know if they were just trying to use him as a decoy in that second half, but he didn't get a lot of touches in that second half for some reason.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line for the Mustangs as the timeout has concluded in Conifer territory. Wheatley now is by himself out of the shotgun. Nobody is next to him. Trips to the left, including Frank Ortega on the inside slot. Receiver out to the right as well. On first down, Wheatley back to throw. Pressure backside. Hits, and the ball is loose, and it's picked up, and Wheatley is going to try to make the tackle off the strip, and Conifer's got the football. It was recovered over there by Caden White, and I'm surprised that Briggs didn't even feel that pressure at all. He did not feel the pressure, and I thought he would feel it because that was an unblocked defender.
Well, I think he was looking at his receiver going downfield, opening up, and he had him for a touchdown, but held on to that just a little bit too long, and a great defensive play by the Lobos.
Well, so they're back in Fort Morgan territory after he was stripped, but Wheatley with a touchdown-saving play because it was picked up off the bounce. First and 10 at the 43-yard line of Fort Morgan. There's the give, left side back towards the middle. I think that's Hudson again to the 40, and it's a gain of 3. He is stacked up by Levi McCoy. Second down and 7 to go. And that is now 3 carries for 14 yards for Nicholas Hudson.
Yes, they're not giving up the big chunks here yet, but this is what Fort Morgan's done the first 2 games is bend but not break out into the center of the field.
One receiver out to the right, 2 to the left, back to throw. Out to his left, wide open is Forsyth. First down along the left sideline to the 27. And a gain of 13 uncovered there before the Mustangs were able to make the tackle. They got to show up a little bit better than that. Forsyth now with his second reception for 26 yards. Oh, they're asking for the clock to move. Clock operator, move the clock. Yeah, and look at the official. They're not moving the clock.
There we go.
Fall asleep. There's the handoff to Hudson, right side, across the 25-yard line to the 23. Yeah, it drives me crazy when people working the game don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Second down and 6 after the gain by Hudson of 4 yards. He now has 18 yards. From the 23-yard line. Long time in the huddle here for Conifer with 4:22 to go. First quarter, Fort Morgan with an 8-0 lead on a 1-yard sneak by Briggs Wheatley. Under center this time with one deep back. Zach Zalfa is going to pitch it left to Womack, and there is a timeout called by Conifer. The play clock was running down. They were down to about 2 seconds on that play clock, and Coach Shipley decided we better stop this thing. Sometimes that's disadvantageous when you actually run the play. You know, they can't run that now, and they thought they might have had a seam open on the outside.
Yeah, it looked like they had got it off, but Shipley got the timeout called before they got it snapped. So.
Yep. Well, according to Coach Davies, Fort Morgan on the offensive side rarely has had to make adjustments. They just have to execute better.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm still trying to find out what happened on that play. I mean, you have somebody unimpeded just going to the quarterback, and your quarterback didn't see it, didn't feel it, and he was just swamped at that time once he tried to get the pass off.
Yeah, they must be stunting in some way up front because they've had pressure on him every time he's dropped back to pass.
Second down and 6 to go for Conifer at the Mustang 23-yard line. 4:09 to go in the opening quarter. Both teams have called a timeout already. 2 receivers out to the left from the pistol formation. Zalfa's going to roll out to his left. Pressure and picked off. Ortega's got the sideline to the 45-yard line to the 50. Frank Ortega's by himself at the 20 to the 10. Goodbye, Frank Ortega. Touchdown. 73 yards for Frank Ortega. Holy mahungus, his second pick of the game. And Fort Morgan leads 14-0 in the opening quarter in Conifer.
Well, I'm kind of glad they called that timeout.
Yeah, and I think Frankie's been studying a little bit of film, so he knows exactly what they go to and everywhere they throw. He read that perfectly and jumped that route.
Well, I mean, Zalfa telegraphed that pass, and Ortega has read him for the second time. He's got to make a huge adjustment there. And that was an easy pick 6 once he picked it off at about, we call it 73 yards at about the 27-yard line. And Fort Morgan now with a conventional extra point. We'll keep it right here after the extra point, which is up. And Brandon Marquez kicks it right in between the uprights. 3:54 to go in the opening quarter. And Fort Morgan with a 15-0 lead here in Conifer. And the story of the game so far has been turnovers. And I think a Conifer player got hurt, tried to leap over the line to try to block that extra point. And this has been a weird game so far. I mean, considering those turnovers and also knowing that, Conifer's had some opportunities. They've had the ball not in the red zone, but in Fort Morgan territory, and it just hasn't worked out. And the Mustangs haven't been tested on offense yet except that short field. And the second time they were tested, they turned it over. So we have 3 turnovers in the opening 8 minutes and 6 seconds of this game, and that's something you rarely see because we're on pace now for double-digit turnovers, which is not going to happen.
Yeah, it's of course, it's been kind of an unusual year to start off with anyway. So, but I mean, Fort Morgan, they just got to pick up that wherever that blind side was from the on that last sack. So we'll have to see what happens here on this next drive defensively for the Mustangs.
All right, to kick it off is Brandon Marquez. They've got 2 deep to receive, including Grady Forsyth, but Last time it was kind of line drive towards the sideline. This will be the same kick, but that's going to go out of bounds. That'll put the football at the 35-yard line. Well, the one thing that Conifer can establish is some balance. But they've got to be careful with the football, and that's really the quarterback.
Well, in the immortal words of Vince Lombardi, when you pass the ball, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them were bad.
Without a doubt. Of course, that type of football isn't played anymore.
That's right.
Now it's more wide open. So the Lobos have it at their own 35-yard line. And they had the opening possession of the game before Ortega picked off the first pass thrown by Zalfa. Are they going to make him kick it over again?
They are going to do that.
Huh.
Well, all right.
Hey, Mr. Marquez, you get a chance to.
Well, Marquez got a big leg. He's got a huge leg. I think they just want to prevent the big return because Conifer has some good special teams players. But if not, give it a shot and test your special teams. But, yeah, you certainly want to keep it away from the sideline. I mean, it's the short side of the field, but you got to make sure it doesn't go out of bounds. If not, you're going to be backed up to the 30-yard line. So we'll do it again. Fort Morgan 15. And Conifer nothing, a 1-yard run by Briggs Wheatley, set up by an interception by Ortega. Then he picked off another one, 73 yards. And this one is a high, deep kick. And knee was almost down at the 9-yard line. It was down. Boy, that was a huge mistake there. The knee down at the 9-yard line by Gage Sims.
Yeah, he had lots of room to run. He was going to get at least up to the 30. But
well, that's a brutal mistake. I mean, you never field it like even with a knee bent. So that ball is going to be at about the 10. Yeah. So they just cost themselves 25 yards of field position with the decision made by head coach Shipley, but that certainly wasn't his fault that Sims had the knee down. Well, they have 90 yards to go on a 1st and 10 for Conifer. Already down double digits. 2 receivers out to the left. This will be a handoff right side. Maybe it was a pitch. And scooting is Gage Womack, and he was down, I think, close to the 11. Are they going to advance it there to? Wow. He kind of crawled out there to the 14 for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 to go. And because of the mistakes made by Zalfa, they might utilize this running game a little bit more, even though they like to throw the ball.
Yeah, I think they have to work on establishing that run game at some point in the season.
Yeah, without a doubt. Under center, 2nd and 6 to go for Conifer. Handoff left side. That's Hudson back to the inside. 1st down as he stretches the football across the 20 to the 22. Fernando Marquez was in on the play, and he's still down, but I think he was just readjusting a shoelace. We'll give him 9 to the 23. Hudson now has 27 yards on 5 carries. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Spending a lot of time in the.
Well, they've already used up a timeout.
Yep.
And the play clock's going to run down on them. I think they might have to do it again unless they get a quick snap here. There's the back judge here, and the play clock still not at 5. Under center, 1st and 10 for the 23. Handoff right side, and then breaking out of it across the 35 to the 40. That's Gage Womack, and a flag is down. Ortega's in pursuit. Ortega brings him down at the 44. It's a gain of 33, but that's got to be coming back. At least part of that run, it has to be coming back. I would think that's a hold or a block in the back.
Right.
So give Womack some yardage, but I don't think it's the full yardage.
I'm not sure that it might not be.
Is that not a flag? What went flying?
It might have been flagged, but it might be sideline interference on the Mustangs over there. I didn't see any other players over there. Well, maybe they're coming back. I'm sorry.
All right, well, they can't do it from the end of the run. Hold on, it can't be from the end of the run. That flag was thrown well before he was down.
There's still an official back here at about the 45.
Let's see what the call is.
Sideline warning.
It's not even
Well,
a
it's
warning.
not even a warning. It's a
putting it
1st
on.
down. It's a gain of 15. It's a 15-yard
Personal
penalty. 33 yards for Womack and 15 more against Fort Morgan. 1st and 10 for the Mustang 29 with 2:24 to go here in the opening quarter. The Mustangs lead 15-0 on the right hash mark under center. Boy, the setback is 7 yards behind the quarterback, and the handoff to Hudson. Plenty of room across the left side, inside the 25, towards the 22, maybe the 21. And again, Fort Morgan getting worked off the ball quite a bit. And the first hit was made by Christopher Morales, but 7 yards for Hudson. In that ground game, you don't need a pass game when you're running the ball that well. Why would they even pass it?
Well, that's what Brush and Scotts Bluff are doing too, and then Fort Morgan seems to stiffen up once they get down inside the 20. So
yeah, they've got a great red zone defense so far this season. Under center, 2nd and 3. Handoff left side to the outside. There was a hold there. It's got to be a flag, and Marquez is going to get a hand on him. I can't believe that's not a hold, and down was Womack at the line of scrimmage. But, Brian, is that what you saw?
Well, that's what I thought. So, yep, they didn't throw a flag. So
90 seconds to go in the first. 3rd down and 3 for the Mustang 22 on the left hash mark. Will they bend again and not break? The deep setback is Nicholas Hudson. 2 receivers to the left. There is the handoff. Hudson back towards the middle, short of the first down. Got a yard and a half. And a nice hit there by Fort Morgan's Miguel Davila. I've got him listed as a freshman. A gain of 2. And this will be 4th down and 1. They're right up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Hard count. Mustangs are not jumping. Very hard count. They're looking at the ball. And now another timeout called by Conifer with 50 seconds to go. B&B Appliance and Repair, from refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need in service at 2. B&B Appliance and Repair. Yeah, I'm surprised. Just snap it and go.
Yeah.
Well, they've had so much success. I don't think they've had a negative play on running except for maybe one, and that was when they tried to go to the side. Every time they've ran up the middle, they've gotten 2-3 yards. Why would you even waste the timeout trying to be tricky like that?
Well, if it's 50 seconds to go before the half, that's a different story, but certainly not in the opening quarter.
Right.
So now at 4th and 1, let's see the defensive alignment that Fort Morgan comes up with to try to neutralize and stop this Conifer offense. Are there visiting stands here? No, everything's on the same side.
Yep.
Wow. On 4th down and 1 for the Mustang 20. Zalfa will hand it off to Hudson. Back towards the middle. He dives. That's a 1st down. Oh, man, he was nearly trapped. He dove to about the 18-yard line, but he barely got that 1st down. That was close.
Yeah, it was.
He had to jitterbug his way back towards the middle. He's now off the field. And more than likely, this will be the final play of the opening quarter as we have 38 seconds to go. And Gage Womack checks into the game for Conifer. And again, taking on a lot of time off the clock. From the 18, Womack, the deep setback. And the ball is loose. There was some confusion picked up by Womack. Womack trying to scoot his way through defenders, and he's down at the 27 or 28-yard line. Mistake after mistake after mistake for Conifer here in the opening quarter. And we have played 12 minutes of football with the score. Fort Morgan 15, Conifer nothing on B106. B106.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs lead 15-0. Let's head to the second quarter along with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. I'm John Beltran. Boy, Kevin, the Mustangs got more than one break in that first quarter.
Wow, that's 3 huge breaks. And you've got to just almost feel sorry for the Conifer coach because you try so hard to get your kids prepared, and they have a pretty good game plan and they have success, and then they just, bad mistakes.
Yeah, you bump into a fullback, it looked like, and then the ball got loose. But anyway, now it's 1st down and 20 from the 28-yard line. They do have 2 receivers split out to the left and 2 to the right. Gage Womack in that backfield, and out of the gun is going to be Zach Zalfa. He's struggled. He threw 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. Both interceptions were to Frank Ortega. And a deep drop, setting up maybe a screen, and that pass is caught by Womack, looking for a block. along the sideline inside the 20, and then he's hit hard. Boy, pasted there by Ortega at about the 17, but it's a pickup of 11. That's a good play call, Brian. They got a lot of the yardage back there.
Yeah, that was, they knew they would be coming, so it was a good call. Nice screen play, and had some good blocks down there, but he was kind of wrapped up, and then Ortega just laid him out.
Yep, that was a nice hit.
Yep.
3rd down and 9 to go for the 17. Fort Morgan 15, Conifer nothing. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Again, Zalfa looks to his left, pressure, throws out to his right, and the ball is tipped and caught. But a short gain to the 15. To Forsyth, a gain of 2, but it looked like it was almost broken up. I'd say a Forsyth, when he's around the football, he does everything to make a catch. That's his 3rd reception already for 28 yards. Oh, they'll mark it at the 16. 4th down and 8. Play instructions come in. Is this going to happen again? Are they going to bend again? We'll find out. Fort Morgan's got to apply some pressure here on Zalfa. Can't give him all that time. On 4th down and 8. Rolling out to his right, stopping, throwing. Oh, and the pass is intercepted. A dive at the, and that one's intercepted by Mosqueda. He didn't need to intercept it, but intercepted it. Looked like a slant that was thrown behind the receiver at about the 7. And that is 3 picks in the game thrown by Zach Zalfa. How do you explain this?
I don't know. It's not even a full moon. A beautiful moon out tonight, but it's not even a full moon or Friday the 13th or anything. So,
well, you know, they just better beware that Conifer is going to keep trying, and if Conifer gets those mistakes straightened out, they're going to be contenders in this game.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. This is the opportunity for Fort Morgan to go a long period of time with the football. Whately's going to operate out of the pistol. From the 8-yard line, Briggs Whately will hand it off to Ortega. Jitterbuggy up the middle, big hole to the 15-yard line, breaks out of a tackle, along the sideline to the 30, back to the inside, and he spins, and he's out of bounds across the 35. Frank Ortega is having a game for the ages as he picks up 31 yards, make it 30. They're going to backtrack the football, well, 29 yards. They went from the 39 to the 37, 29 yards for Frank Ortega. Now let's just keep it in the middle of the field so the clock will keep going.
So far, he's been the player of the game defensively and offensively with the 2 interceptions and then a run like that.
Oh, they are restarting the clock. Okay. Did they switch that in high school football?
I didn't think so.
No, I think they tackled him in bounds.
Well, yeah, but he spun out of bounds.
Yeah.
But his forward motion went to the 39. They stopped it. Play action, Whately. Plenty of protection. Throws it out to his right. It's caught underneath. And near a 1st down to the 46 to Fernando Marquez, and that's a gain of close to 9. 2nd completion for Whately, 2nd reception by Fernando Marquez. I want to say a special happy birthday to 2 of my great friends tomorrow in Miami. Happy birthday to my buddy Roger, and happy birthday to Ada. Either you guys say that? A-D-A? Kevin?
Yep.
Ada?
You both said it perfectly. Brian first and Kevin second. She's going to have to determine if either one of those was better. On 2nd down, there's the end around to Fajardo across the left side. And there's a flag down. He's across the 50 to the 45, ridden out of bounds. But more than likely, that's a Mustang penalty. With a 15-0 lead and 9.5 to go in the 2nd quarter. It's a hold against Fort Morgan. They'll be back in their own territory.
Like they had that end sealed off there, but must have grabbed a jersey there or something when they tried to pull away.
That's a good point, Brian. I thought the penalty flag came well after Fajardo had already got the 1st down.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a late flag. So, but well, they do a good job out there. I wouldn't want to be out there.
By the way, Kevin, I did say great point, Brian. That doesn't mean you haven't made excellent points in this game.
Why, thank you.
I thought he was starting to cry there for a minute.
That's what I thought.
But of course, in your apology, you didn't really say that I have made great points.
No, you have.
Just
I mean, listen, Brian's in his 10th year. This is your 10th year anniversary, or 11th year. So with the experience and the wisdom, I think you both have provided words of certainly wisdom and intelligence. All right, for the Mustangs, off the holding penalty, 2nd down and 11 to go. That football now is inside the 40 at their own 36-yard line. Have to get to the 47. Out of the gun, Ortega's to the right of the quarterback, Wheatley, clapping his hands. He's got the football handoff. Ortega breaks out of a tackle, and he's got nothing. He's thrown for a loss at the 35, a loss of 1. He was wrapped around the waist. They might have been sending, they sent Roman Brown, a sophomore. He's listed at 5'5", 125. He had a lot of leverage there. 9:06 to go in the second quarter. Fort Morgan 15, Conifer nothing. 1 yard scoring run by Wheatley and a 73-yard interception return by Frank Ortega, who's got 2 picks in the game. On 3rd and 12 from the 35. Out of the pistol. Play action, throwing out to the right. Caught by Fajardo at the 40. Back to the inside. He's got a first down to the 48. A gain of 13. He took a big shot at the end of the play, but Wheatley looking off to the left. Threw out to his right, and a perfect pass and run there by Fajardo to pick up the necessary yardage.
Yeah, that was a really nicely designed play, and he had a blocker downfield. He just had the one kid that he had to beat, and Fajardo's a pretty shifty runner himself.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 48-yard line. The drive started at the 9, and they were in Conifer territory before a penalty, but just converted on a huge 3rd down. They can take this clock all the way to about 6 minutes here, if not more. Another play action. Wheatley heaves it deep up the right side. Defender out there, but it's caught. Holy mahungus. That is, I believe, is that Fajardo again.
Yep.
Inside the 15 or to the 15. And that's a gain of 37 to Braden Fajardo. The defender was there, but Fajardo had him by a step. And he fell. If not, he might have gone the distance.
Yeah, that turf toe got him.
Yep.
Their turf bug or whatever it was.
Turf monster.
Thank you. There, Brian, you just dropped a spot there. You said 2 incorrect terms, and Kevin picked you up. That's called teamwork. 1st and 10 from the 15. Wheatley this time up the middle on the give, and Frankie's got maybe half a yard. Nothing there. Trying to operate off the right side. Grady Forsythe made the hit. And a yard for Frank Ortega. He now has 4 carries for 38 yards. Check it, 37. 4 for 37 from the 19-yard line. For the 14-yard line, excuse me. From the 14. The receivers to the left are Redding and Mosqueda. Receiver for Fort Morgan to the right is Elvin Yanez. 4 yards behind center. Wheatley, option left. He'll take off with the football. Back to the inside to the 10. Wheatley to the 5. Touchdown! He snapped out of a tackle at the 4. And Briggs, Wheatley scores for the 2nd time in the game. A 14-yard run by Briggs Wheatley. And the Mustangs now lead by a score of 21-0. His 3rd carry of the game. And both have gone into the end zone.
Yeah, he's such a shifty runner. I mean, looks like he gets wrapped up and then he just spins out of it. And he is so strong that he just pulls out of it. And it takes more than one person to bring him down.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Brandon Marquez. Oh, there was movement. Oh, come on, guys. I think Conifer moved first, but Fort Morgan definitely moved on the left side.
They're calling offense.
Yeah.
Offsides, excuse me.
But even in that situation, Brian, you got to stay disciplined if you're on offense because they might not catch it.
Yeah.
Now, will Coach Davies decide, hey, do we go for 2 again? Even though Conifer did a better job of stopping Ortega in the last 2 carries, but I think he's going to keep him out there just for the conventional extra point.
Yeah, they're one up on the conventional wisdom, and why risk giving that up?
The snap is there, the kick is up, and Brandon Marquez has made another extra point. 7:13 to go before halftime. Fort Morgan 22, Conifer nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Gage Womack with a return of about 27 yards. Nice kickoff return. It was a little bit clunky at the beginning. But really the story right now, Brian, besides the turnovers, is that Mustang drive they just put together. Very impressive.
Yeah, 91 yards, took 3 minutes and 38 seconds, and Wheatley takes it in from 14 yards out. But the big play was a 37-yard pass to Fajardo.
1st and 10 for Conifer at their own 37-yard line, down 22-0, 7 minutes to go before halftime. There's the give to Hudson off the left side. He's got a hole across the 40, and then he's tackled at the 43 by Fernando Marquez. It's a gain of 7. As for somehow, another yard was given to him. 2nd down and 3 to go.
Well, the Mustang defense is doing what they've been doing. They give up the yards out from the 20s and then stiffen up inside the 20s. And I guess if that's the way you go, that's the way you go. But
45 yards on 9 carries for Hudson. Out of the gun, 2nd down and 3. This will be in the end around. Womack has no room out there, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard. Boy, and a couple of Mustangs in that backfield, including Colin Duckworth, a junior, at the line of scrimmage. Womack is knocked down. He had that 33-yard run, but other than that, 3, 4, 0, and 0.
Yep, it's Mustang defense has been doing the job, but Conifer's really not doing what they were doing early on, though, either.
Right.
So.
3rd down and 3. Handoff Hudson, left side, looks for a block. He runs into a Mustang and taken down at the 45. Boy, Marquez with great penetration. And then there was another one who cleaned it up for Fort Morgan. And I think the defender that cleaned that one up nicely was Peyton Vickers, a freshman. How about that? Davila and Vickers,
Yep.
They're getting some time, but if they're doing the job, why not?
Absolutely. Now we'll get to see a punt. Don't want to go for it in this area.
Well, and don't jump offside of your Fort Morgan. It's only a 4th and 2. Perfect snap. And their flags down. Both flags went down. Fajardo has it at the 26-yard line to the 30. Along the left sideline to the 40. Fajardo then is tackled at the 43. A return of 17. And let's see, was there a false start or was there a formation? I think it was a formation issue.
Yeah.
And if it was, Fort Morgan is not going to take that penalty. They'll take the football in very good field position, up 22-0,
Yep.
with 5:11 to go before halftime.
Yeah, it's got to be an offensive foul, or they'd have called it. They'd have blown it dead. So,
Yeah,
they're gonna.
that's an illegal formation, is what that is.
Didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage or
Okay,
something.
let me ask this: why do they have a different penalty for illegal formation and false start? It's the same, or illegal motion.
Right.
Well, that's
Well,
it.
motion is this.
Oh, that's right. No, but false start and illegal formation the same penalty? Because I thought it was. You know where?
Well, the same signals.
Yeah, the same signals.
Well, they're calling it formation, so the signal must be the same.
That's what I thought. Right. Not that it really matters. I'm just conversation here. Because you know the one thing I'm looking forward to, right?
Well,
A good place to eat on the way
Thank
home.
you, Brian. Again, Brian is now taking the lead on Kevin tonight. I thought Kevin would nail that one. 1st and 10 from the 43. Briggs Wheatley's got a 1-yard and a 14-yard touchdown run, then a 73-yard interception return by Frank Ortega. 2 receivers split out to the right. Wheatley, 4 yards behind center. Play action, looks to throw over the middle. It is complete. Oh, what a reception inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. That's also a newcomer for Fort Morgan, David Keller. How about that? That's a pickup of 25. They're going to give him the 31. Let's see, 19. No, more than that. 19 to 20, 26. 26 yards in the connection. And again, he threw a little bit behind him. Man, if you expand the number of weapons that Wheatley has, he's going to be more dangerous. At the 31, and there's Wheatley with a keeper. Off to the right side of the 30. Utilizes the right sideline to the 20. He runs into a defender. 1st down as he goes out of bounds. At the 15-yard line, give Briggs Wheatley 16 more yards. And this Fort Morgan offense is a machine right now.
it's almost like Conifer is kind of giving up the ghost. It's a little early, but, you know, gosh, you're down 22 points. It's not even halftime, and they're marching again.
Yeah, but you sense that Conifer is going to score some points in this game because they've shown the ability to move the ball at times.
Yeah, they just need to put it, well, I have no doubt that they'll put it in the end zone unless they end up putting it on the ground, but they haven't done that this year, so they're very sure-handed offensive football team.
Over under, what, one more interception? You going over or
yeah.
under?
Oh, over.
Okay, so at least one. From the 15, pistol formation. There's the give, and a big hole to the 10-yard line. And backing to the 8 is Frank Ortega before he was stacked up there by Gage Womack, but a gain of 7 for Ortega, who needed that carry. They were stopping him quite a bit before that, but now he's got 44 yards on 5 carries, and what a game. Can you imagine? 44 yards, 5 carries, a pick 6, another interception. He made a big hit on defense, a huge hit on defense.
Yeah, Frankie's having a great game, phenomenal game.
And we have got under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. 2nd down and 3 for the Mustangs at the Conifer 8-yard line. Pistol formation. Wheatley, play action, rolls out to his right, throws underneath. It is caught by Davila up the right sideline, but a flag is down, and he's down at about the 3. What happened there? Fort Morgan has committed some penalties that were unnecessary, and they've been able to work their way out of them.
Yeah, 52 was downfield, so it's going to be an eligible receiver downfield.
You got to know better than that it's a pass play. That means you're playing it like a run if you're an offensive lineman and you're down the field.
Yeah,
now they're going to call him out of bounds at the 4. It would have been a first down, but they're going to have to backtrack the football here. Let's see what the official call is. I think Kevin's right, ineligible. Yep. All right, announced over an over-modulated microphone. Well, this just gives Fort Morgan more time and more room to operate with.
They've reduced that penalty back. When I played, it was like a 10-yard penalty and loss of down.
Yeah, the only thing that's lost it down now is intentional grounding. That ball's at the 13-yard line, so it's 2nd down and 8. Fort Morgan is up by 3 touchdowns and then some. And they have not punted tonight, and that's not going to happen here in the first half, not at the 13-yard line. They have turned it over once as Briggs Wheatley was stripped. Wheatley, 3-step drop, pressure, throws over the middle. The pass is incomplete. It was underthrown towards the middle of the end zone there to Braden Fajardo. A rare misfire there by Wheatley, but he had some defenders in his face, Kevin.
He did, and Fajardo made a good effort to try and get back to it, but it was just a little bit too low for him.
3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Mustangs at the 13-yard line of Conifer here in the second quarter. It is homecoming night in Conifer, an extended halftime. We'll have a feature at halftime as well once we go through the recap.
Yeah, not just halftime, but it's they're celebrating their 25th anniversary of being a school.
That's pretty cool.
So
that's a great one. On 3rd down, Wheatley will keep it himself to the right side, to the 5-yard line. Wheatley's going to score easily. Oh, he broke a tackle right there at the 5. Wheatley does it again. That was from 13 yards out. Wheatley from 1, Wheatley from 14, Wheatley again from 13, and the Mustangs lead 28-0. Briggs Wheatley has 5 carries in the game, and he has amassed 48 yards unofficially. Brandon Marquez to attempt the extra point here for Conifer. Off the hold of Langford, low snap, the kick is up. That's not a very deep kick, but it's deep enough, and it's right in between the uprights. 3:32 to go. Before the break, we'll take a 30-second break this time, so we actually get to the kickoff. It's Fort Morgan 29, Conifer nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs lead 29-0. Brian, we can recap that drive quickly here before the kickoff.
Yeah, 57 yards in 5 plays. Wheatley takes it in from 13 out. The PAT is good.
Marquez with a booming kick all the way down to the 1. Fielded by Womack to the 10. Along the right side, that's actually going to be, is that Hudson or no? No, that's Gage Sims, excuse me, to the 29. Is there something here that they get to the 29 and they automatically advance a yard because he was clearly out? Not that it matters, but we've had some suspicious spots here.
Possibly they need to help out the chain gang.
I guess so. 1st and 10 for Conifer off the 29-yard return by Gage Sims. All I did was utilize sideline. Womack as a receiver to the left. Zach Zalfa's had his struggles with 3 interceptions. 5 yards behind center. Pass out in the left flat. Caught by Womack, looking to make a move. Back to the inside, and he's able to get to the 33, but too many Mustang defenders for him to gain a lot of yardage. And they'll get him to the 34. Adolfo Hernandez, a junior, made the tackle on Womack. That's the 11th pass thrown here in the opening half. This will be a give up the middle. Hudson first down across the 40 to the 41 for a gain of 7. Levi McCoy made the initial hit.
Go back to their run, and that's their strong suit. So,
well, I mean, they might as well utilize their normal offense right now. They don't have a lot of time left. 2:42 to go, and I believe only 1 timeout left. Hudson across the left side back towards the middle, and he's to the 44-yard line for a gain of 3 before the hit was made by Christopher Morales. 2nd down and 7 to go. That's already 12 carries in the game for 56 yards for Nicholas Hudson from the 44. They've got to get up to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they only have 1 timeout left. That actually works on the board, and the Mustangs have 2. And now this will be an option right. Zalfa is going to pitch it out to the right. Not too much sideline there, and knocked out of bounds after a short gain as Womack. He got to about the 48-yard line, which would earn him 4 yards. Womack with little success on the ground. Mosqueda near the play. 3rd down and 3 to go. Again, you can try and pass it, but why?
Yep.
Yeah, and that time he did go out of bounds, so the clock is stopped until the ball is snapped for the next play. Fort Morgan led 15-0 after 1, have tacked on 14 more here. On 3rd and 3 from the gun. Zalfa has the football out to his right, caught underneath by Forsythe. He was wide open. That's an easy first down. Too much cushion given by Mosqueda in the secondaries. He got to the 47 for a gain of 5. Yeah, if you're going to make it that easy.
Yeah, you need to play up tighter on that with only 3 yards to go.
Clock is running. 1:49 to go, 2nd quarter. And this time Forsythe play action, throws the slant, caught over the middle, trying to make a move, but maybe for a couple of yards, and that's it.
Yeah, you ended up not getting any yardage at all on that.
Yep, you're right. Down at the line of scrimmage because he backtracked to the 47. It's good for fantasy points per reception, but not good in this case. And now they call their final timeout. 2nd down and 10 to go for Conifer with 97 seconds to go. Here in the opening half, it's been all Fort Morgan. And the first impact play of the game was the interception by Ortega. Then he had another that went the distance.
Yeah, it's been the half that they haven't seen so far this year, so it's been nice to get some big points on the board in the first half.
All right, the timeout is concluded. 2nd down and 10 at the Mustang 47 for Conifer. Nicholas Hudson in the backfield. Two receivers making trips now to the left. One to the right on 2nd down. Zalfa, quick drop, looks, heaves it deep up the right side. That's going to be dropped by Forsythe. Boy, he had the position there on Mosqueda at the 31, and I don't know what he was trying to do. I think he thought that Mosqueda was about to bat it away,
right?
And he swiped it away from his own hands.
Yeah.
Well, he's got about 10 inches of height advantage, and he went up for that and just, I don't know what happened there.
I don't know if they don't looking to run or what he was up to.
Right, yeah. 3rd down and 10. But the one thing that I don't like is that Fort Morgan has no pressure on Zalfa.
Yeah.
Virtually none. On 3rd down, man in motion to the right is Womack. And Zalfa with a 5-step drop. Pressure, backside, hit as he throws, and he's down incomplete.
Yep.
Oh, that time, that was a major league stick by Jesse Campa, the senior.
Yeah, and he has him about by twice the weight, it appears. That had to have hurt.
Yeah.
Cool night like this.
Are you kidding? It hurt me. Well, don't think Fort Morgan's going to rest on their laurels here with 2 timeouts and 1:27 to go. Trying to get the punter's number there as Fajardo's back at his own 15-yard line. This one is an end over, and Fajardo's going to have to back up. He'll let it bounce. He'll let it go into the end zone. It does not at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, but he's in the end zone.
Yep, he is in the end zone. That was not smart. He could have let the ball roll, and it would have stayed there. That punt was by, I believe, Gage Sims. And that's a mistake there because that's a net of only 27 yards or 33 yards. Check it. But that could have been a 52-yard punt.
Yeah, you should have just left it alone.
Well, let's see if Fort Morgan might run the ball here. Because they're thinking, hey, if they want to move it down quickly, they pass, and the passing game is efficient. But you never know. I mean, with the half Ortega is having, he might just get the football and take off and go all the way again. But he did that defensively. Let's see if he can do it offensively. On 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Whaley 5 yards behind center. Is back to throw. Pressure up the middle. Throws a screen. It's caught by Ortega at the 25. Back to the middle to the 30. Looking for a block at the 35. Ortega stutter steps. Stops. He's now at the 40 and down at the 41. A gain of 21 on the connection from Wheatley to Ortega. They'll be back up to the line of scrimmage. They do have 2 timeouts remaining for Ortega. That's his first reception of this game as we have 1:03 to go. And now the clock is going to restart. But the guy's not paying attention up in the booth. I mean, they keep winding, and now Wheatley to throw again. Out to his left. It's caught underneath by Giannis. He breaks a tackle across the 45. He's got a first down. The clock will stop again. To the 49-yard line of Conifer, Elvin Yanez, the 48, a gain of 16. How about that, Brian Nickel?
Yep. Works for me. That's all the weapons that are at his disposal is just incredible.
From the 48-yard line, clock is running. They got to call a timeout. You don't want to get up to the line of scrimmage and look over at the sideline. You need plays that are ready to go because you have a very good field goal kicker. 1 timeout remaining, 44 seconds to go. Your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas, High Plains Bank. Check them out at highplainsbank.com. And remember, Fort Morgan gets the second half kickoff.
That's right. I think it'd be a hard speech to give your kids if you were a Conifer coach at halftime, other than we've got to return to fundamentals, pretend it's 0-0, and let's try and win this half, because no kid's going to believe you when you tell them you're going to come back from a 29-point deficit.
Well, I don't think a coach would deliver that direct a message to say, hey, we got to come back and win this game. But you're right, win this half. I think that's the right way to do it.
Yep.
It's 0. I think that's the perfect message right there.
Make something positive out of the second half.
Yep.
Right. And you never know with some breaks. Fort Morgan happens to throw 2 interceptions and fumble. It's possible, but.
The Mustangs have 1st and 10 at the Conifer 48-yard line. They've already traveled 32 yards on 2 plays. Trips to the right. 1 receiver out to the left. Davila is motioning out to the right now, resetting. Wheatley will roll out to his right. A flag is down, and I think Mosqueda took off early. Yeah, I think he took off a little bit early. Fort Morgan has committed some penalties that have been unnecessary. Now they probably have to get to about the 20-yard line for a field goal here. Marquez is a good leg, but I think the leg is working better the other way, going from left to right from our vantage point than from right to left. Especially at 1 extra point that he barely made. First down and 15 yards to go for Fort Morgan at their own 47-yard line. 3 receivers split out to the right. Wheatley, pressure coming up the middle, is going to roll out to his right. Sets, throws on the run, complete to Marquez, utilizing the sideline to the 40. Marquez got loose, and it's a first down. That is nifty running by Marquez after the catch. Oh, man, I don't know how he made that play so efficiently. All the way to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 17, and the Mustang first down. The clock stops with 36 seconds remaining. Marquez with his 3rd reception of the half, and after the first game of the season when he dropped 2 balls, Brian, looks like those hands are perfect now.
Yeah, he's turned into quite the receiver right now. Yeah, he had a little tough start at the start of the season, but once he started catching them, it's been a positive, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Why did they wind that clock?
Why
did they want? Yeah, I mean, this is not Johnstown here. Sorry, that was an awful clock operating there in that playoff game, and we remember that from a year ago. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 36-yard line. Trips now to the left. They're in Conifer territory. They're going to come in on a blitz. Wheatley to throw. Heaves it deep up the left side. Marquez is out there, and I think Marquez wrestled it away. Yep. Marquez made the catch. He wrestled it away from Gage Sims. Holy mahungus, all the way inside the 5. The football is going to be at the 3. It's a gain of 33. Oh, that is just incredible. That is incredible. Fernando Marquez is taking over this one. 27 seconds to go. They've got one timeout. They got to get this playoff. 23-22 from the 3. Wheatley by himself. Wheatley is going to roll out to his left. Wheatley goes towards the end zone. He's in. He broke a couple of tackles. He was trapped in the backfield, but he scores. Wheatley with his 4th touchdown of the game. This one from 3 yards out. And Fort Morgan leads Conifer on the road 35-0.
Yeah, it's been the Wheatley Ortega show here in this first half, that's for sure.
Whoa! Wheatley Ortega. Come on, I thought I got you there.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay. I was. Brian was startled that he said something wrong. I was just trying to give emphasis to what you just said. The extra point by Marquez hits the right upright. It's no good. It is no good. 13 seconds to go. Now, you know what would happen if you said the opposite? Ow! The Ortega Wheatley issue. Let me confirm that I am not on medication for anything other than blood pressure, based on the recent comments I just made.
But we're starting to wonder about talking to your doctor.
Why would you use the singular? Now, here we go. Marquez will kick it off. I mean, if you watch Conifer on offense, you'd think, with the way Fort Morgan has played, that this would be maybe, 35-10 or something like that. But not 35-0, because Conifer they do have some weapons offensively. But yet Fort Morgan is owning the game. Now we're back. We lost you there for a second. We apologize. Off the touchdown by Briggs Wheatley, a 3-yarder. 1st and 10. 2 seconds to go before the half, and Fort Morgan's got a huge lead, 35-0. That was an 80-yard drive. And there's the give, right side, a short gain to the 28-yard line. That is Nicholas Hudson, who had a nice first half, but a banner half for the Mustangs. Fort Morgan with a huge first half in this game. We'll take a break. We have played 24 minutes of football, and Fort Morgan has completely dominated this game in Conifer. The score, Fort Morgan 35, Conifer nothing. We'll come back with a recap of the opening half and an extended halftime on homecoming night on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde as the Mustangs lead at the break over the Conifer Lobos in Conifer, 35-0. And Brian and I will get to the numbers here momentarily, but Kevin, let's start with you. I mean, initial thoughts here for the first 24 minutes. Fort Morgan has not played perfect football, but it's certainly good enough for a big, big lead here in Conifer.
Absolutely. The number one mantra for coaches in football is limit mistakes or eliminate them if possible. And the Lobos have not followed that. They've just made so many mistakes that have just stifled drives that they had some momentum. I mean, they were down in the red zone a couple times and have no points to show for it. Fort Morgan, on the other hand, is playing opportunistic defense and taking advantage of what Conifer's giving them. So kudos to Fort Morgan, a great first half.
Brian, let's run through the numbers here, at least the drives, and then I'll run through the individual numbers, because Fort Morgan, every time they touch the football, they got into the end zone, and even when they didn't have the ball, they got into the end zone defensively.
Yeah, that's right. They sure did with Frankie. But the Mustangs got on the board first on a 1-yard run by Wheatley after a Frank Ortega interception and a 2-point conversion, put the Mustangs up 8-0. Mustangs fumbled on their next possession. They fumble it, but Conifer throws an interception. Frank Ortega takes it 73 yards to the end zone. PAT is good, 15-0 with 3:54 left in the first period. Mustangs get the ball back. Wheatley takes it in from 14 yards out. PAT good once again, 22-0 Fort Morgan. Mustangs next possession, Wheatley takes it in from 13 yards out. PAT once again is good, 29-0. And then just on the last drive for the Mustangs with 1:16 left, Wheatley takes it in once again from 3 yards out. PAT this time is no good, but that's where we stand right now, 35-0 here, Fort Morgan.
All right, let's make this fun here because this number caught me by surprise. Kevin, Brian, you can both guess. You want to guess how many passing yards Fort Morgan has in the opening half? Kevin, what do you think?
Passing yards in the first half, 115.
Brian, what do you think?
96.
I was stunned. I was around both yours. 183 yards through the air. Completions of 11, 9, 13, 37 yards, 26, 21 to Keller, 16, 17, 33 to Marquez. He only threw the ball 10 times. 10 times. If you throw the ball 10 times, you should, in high school football, you should not be averaging 18 yards a pass. He only threw one incompletion, 9 out of 10 in the opening half, 183 yards. Marquez leads with 4 catches for 74 yards, but receptions by Fajardo, Keller, Frank Ortega, and Elvin Yanez. Meanwhile, the Mustangs have run for 94 yards. Ortega's got 5 carries for 44. Wheatley's got 6 for 50. And the Mustangs have, here's what I'm talking about. Fort Morgan has 277 yards of total offense. Conifer is 168. Does that sound like a 35-0 game? I mean, I would have sworn.
We need to put 73 yards in on there for Frankie Ortega, though, on that interception. So.
Very good point. Very good point. That's a good point because we only calculate the offensive yards. So then if you look at it like that, they've got 168, and then Fort Morgan would have well over 300 yards. They would have, in the 340, 350 range. Anyway, you look at this Conifer team. Gage Womack, 6 carries for 44. 13 carries for 55 yards for Hudson, and make it 59 yards. They've got 103 yards on the ground and 55 through so it's 158, not 168. But Zalfa's been picked off 3 times. He's thrown 15 passes, and he has completed, of those 15, he's actually completed 6, 7, 8, 9 of the 15 passes, but 3 of those were picks and 3 of those were interceptions. And Forsyth is leading receiver, 4 catches for 32 yards.
And a lot of his passes are out in the flat. They're not really downfield, because when they've been kind of going downfield, Frankie Ortega has been catching the ball for him. So
without a doubt. I mean, that's right. He's the extra receiver.
Yeah.
So Frank Ortega's got 2 interceptions, and there's also 1 in the game here for Jose Mosqueda on a 4th down play. That's the other thing. When you look at 3rd and 4th down, the Conifer offense is not executed at all. And the Fort Morgan offense, how many 3rd downs did they convert? On that one drive, they had a 3rd down and 11 after a penalty. Then there was another 3rd and long when Fajardo picked up that 13-yarder on that little slant. Yeah. So, Fort Morgan's done a great job whenever they've had the 3rd and long. And as a result, Briggs Wheatley with 4 touchdowns and 1 by Ortega defensively. And the Mustangs lead by a score of 35-0. It is homecoming night here in Conifer. The temperature has now dipped into the 40s, but the Mustangs, for them, might as well be 100 degrees right now. We will take a break. And Fort Morgan is in the lead here at halftime in Conifer, as they lead by a count of 35-0. We'll take a break. We will come back with a feature, and then Brian, Kevin, and I will be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the second half. Mustangs 35, Lobos nothing on B106. and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. All right, we're picking up. Let's see, we're picking up some sound here. All right, we are back, but we are picking up some. Check the back of this thing. All right, here we go. I'm not sure where that sound is coming from. But we can hear it on our headset. All right, momentarily we'll begin the third quarter. And the Mustangs hold a lead of 35-0. Well, I think we're good now. It just sounded odd, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Still sounds, maybe it's just because I'm listening to myself.
No, I think you're right. I think there's a little muffle in there. Hopefully it's not this battery. Let's see what we have going on here. Yeah, we're picking up some extra sound, but as far as I can see, we're still feeding pretty well. Nonetheless, the Mustangs had, I got this battery. I said that this would last you 5 years. This is like the 4th broadcast I've used it, so hopefully it's not the battery. But that's normally what happens. And if not, we'll go to something alternative to get to the second half. But then again, we could be out here pretty quickly if Fort Morgan scores. If they score early, then they could go to a running clock and get this thing over with.
I'm mostly interested in what numbers they're going to pick for the raffle. Seeing as how I have 6 good numbers.
Well, we'll find out. I'm going to make some adjustments here to hopefully eliminate some of the muffle that we've been experiencing here. Good. I think we're as good as we're going to get right now. We're as good as we're going to get, but Fort Morgan will receive the second half kickoff, and somehow the Mustangs can, if Fort Morgan can somehow score a touchdown, we get to a running clock and get out of here pretty quickly. With a 35-0 lead, 4 first half touchdown runs by Briggs Wheatley. And then you had the second touchdown of the game was a 73-yard interception returned by Frank Ortega. And Brian, you have the simplest solution. Just run the thing back.
Yeah, let's just get this started right here. All right. Run it back and get it over with. And I don't know what kind of kicker they have because they haven't scored and had to kick off. So,
well, it was extended here on a homecoming night. Long halftime here. But again, Fort Morgan could really get us out of here pretty quickly. We're sitting at 8:37 Mountain Time. The Colorado Prep scoreboard show from 9:30 to 11. And if they can somehow get on the board early here in the third quarter, then it would go to a running clock. 40 points or more with a lead in the second half gets you to a running clock in Colorado high school football. So the Lobos are on the field. We're awaiting the Beat Diggers.
The Mustangs?
Well, waiting the Mustangs. What did I say, Beat Diggers?
Check.
I tell you, I've lost my concentration because of the equipment, but we'll be all right. Yeah, the Beat Diggers won't be here. They don't play Conifer.
But they are playing Severance tonight.
They are playing Severance, and they're down 13-0 in the third quarter of that game. On 10-10 KSIR, by the way. All right, the Mustangs have Ortega, and I don't think that's Fajardo. Yep, it is. Back deep to receive here to begin the third quarter. And this kick is going to be really short. It's going to land at the 26 and fielded by Fajardo straight ahead to the 35 along the sideline, and he's going to be down there, not even towards the sideline. Down at the 35 is Braden Fajardo. So that's where Fort Morgan will have the football. They had 277 yards of offense in the opening half. First and 10 for the Mustangs. At their own 35, 65 yards away from getting this to a running clock. As we are just underway here in quarter number 3. Whately out of the pistol. Awaits a snap. He's going to hand it off right up the middle. Not much room there. That is Frank Ortega. No gain. Second down and 10 to go for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, nothing up the middle, that's for darn sure.
I've got to check our levels here. There's too much muffle. Second down and 10. Second down and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 35-yard line. Again, Whately 5 yards behind center. Quick drop, looking to throw out to his right, and it's caught underneath, short of a first down to Marquez. At the 43, it's a gain of 8. For Fernando Marquez. Third down. 3rd and 2 to go for Fort Morgan.
Conifer just jumped off sides.
Wow.
Another first down.
He kept wanting to stun up there, and then he finally went clear over.
Okay, I'm going to turn down our master here. That's the only thing I can do. See if turning down the master is going to help us out. All right, here we go. First down for the Mustangs. At their own 48-yard line. Quick connection to Marquez there. That was another one from Whately here to begin the second half. From their own 48-yard line, man in motion is Davila out of the pistol formation. Whately will hand it off to Ortega. He's got a big hole up the middle to the 45, and then scoots to his right. He's down at the 43. It's a gain of 9 for Frank Ortega. Second down and 1 to go for Fort Morgan.
Now we have an injured player for Conifer.
All right, we'll just do it like this for now. We will make the adjustment here with the equipment. Second down and 1 to go. You know what? I can sit in between you gentlemen. That'll make it easier. Yeah, well, that way we can all talk. Second down and 1 to go for the Mustangs. At the 43-yard line of Conifer. It's a 35-0 lead. 10:08 to go in the third. Now I got to keep the ears warm. How about that? How about that, bro?
Yeah, I've got my ears warm. I had to put on my stocking cap. I'm getting soft.
Mine is in my pocket, but without the headset, now I might have to reconsider.
Well, it's warm.
Yeah, without a doubt. Second down and 1 to go for the Mustangs at the 43-yard line. In Conifer territory, looking for another touchdown. Awaiting the snap is Whately. Back to throw. Looks. Flag is down up the right side. It's caught underneath by Marquez. Now let's see if it's going to count. It would be a gain of 15 and a first down.
I think it's a football being thrown on the other side is what we're seeing.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right. First down on the gain of 15 to Fernando Marquez. What do you think, Kevin? 206 yards of passing offense for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, that takes us back a long time to find a team that can pass that well for Fort Morgan.
Well, I mean, it certainly does, but man, they're getting it done tonight. And really, they could just run the ball from here. They got the ball at the 28-yard line, and now we have a stoppage in play, or stoppage of play. And I'm not sure what the stoppage is all about. We're less than 2.5 minutes into the third. Fort Morgan 35, Conifer nothing. Briggs Wheatley had 183 yards of passing in the opening half. And now is connected twice here to Marquez, who's got 6 catches in the game. Marquez has 6 catches for 97 yards from the 28-yard line. Out of the shotgun, man in motion to the left. Ortega has the football, stutter steps. He's going to be thrown for a massive loss of 6. Back to the 33-yard line. There was nothing there for Frank Ortega. They'll backtrack it to the 32. Second down and 15 to go for the Mustangs. At the 32-yard line. They might come on a blitz. They're going to come on a blitz. Wheatley back to throw, rolls out to his left, looking. He'll take off with the football to the 30, to the 25, back to the inside, and he dives to about the 21-yard line. Wheatley picks up 10 yards, make it 11. Every time Wheatley's run, Brian, he's been successful.
Yeah, he's done a great job tonight. He's not going to be brought down with one guy, and he's so slick out there. It's really fun to watch.
Briggs Wheatley now racking up that rushing yardage. He's not at 100. In fact, he's not even that close. He's only got 61 yards, but yet he has 4 rushing touchdowns. On 3rd down and 3 from the 21, pistol formation. Wheatley hands off to Ortega, and he's trying to break a tackle and does, but not for a first down. He gains a yard to the 20. 4th down and 2. Grady Forsyth makes the tackle. The Mustangs are going to go for it. And let's see what they can do here in Conifer with 8 minutes to go in the third, leading 35-0, but they need a first down to extend the drive and maybe get into the end zone again. Pistol formation, 4th and 2. Wheatley in the offense looking over to the sideline. Fajardo and Marquez, the receivers to the right, Mosqueda to the left. On 4th down and 2 for Fort Morgan. Wheatley, low snap, keeps it himself, runs to his right, first down, sideline to the 10. Oh, a flag is down, and Wheatley's down at the 3. Well, now you wonder, oh man, that's too bad. I mean, that flag was thrown way after the first down was made. Hold against Fort Morgan. They probably will still go for it, but now you're looking at a 4th down and 12.
Yeah, I don't know where that was at. They threw it. I don't know if it was a lineman or Frankie. Looks like he got his hands on his hips, so I don't know where the hold was, but it'll set him back. It'll be a lot more of a challenge here now on 4th down.
7:35 to go here in the third quarter. The Mustangs lead Conifer 35-0. And they're going to walk that off, I would think, for the line of scrimmage, because that's where the flag was thrown, at the 20. And if it's at the 30, it would be a 4th down and 12. What are they doing here?
Ty Davies was talking to the refs over there, so I'm just not sure what they're going to mark it off now. So.
Yep, they should mark it to the 30, making a 4th down and 12 yards to go. Kevin, no reason to think they can't pick this up.
No, they've probably been averaging about 18 yards on pass plays so far. At least they did in the first half. So.
Right, and so far in the second half, 13 yards average on the 2 completions to Fernando Marquez. 4th down and 12. At the 30-yard line, the Mustangs with a 35-0 lead. We're in the third quarter. 5 yards behind center, Wheatley. And now a timeout is called by Fort Morgan. I don't know what the confusion was about, but we'll keep it right here. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your coolers and fill up your cooler and gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. Stubbs Gas and Oil, the only stop you need on your way to the big game. The next big game for the Mustangs is coming up a week from today, 7 o'clock, right here on B106 and B106.com from Fort Morgan, as they will take on Discovery Canyon. And for now, the Mustangs lead by 5 touchdowns, but the one thing they have done, Brian, is look at that clock. It's not like they've held the ball for a minute here.
No, we're down to 7:14, so they've done a good job. Ball control there. We'll just see if they can pick up this 4th and 12 and keep it going.
Well, let's see if they isolate Marquez. He's been the money man now. I mean, who else are you going to throw to? You can throw to Fajardo, but this is Fernando's game so far, Kevin.
Yeah, I think you're going to go look at least for the hot hand, but Fajardo's been hot all season, and he's been playing really well the last couple of years. So, who do you choose? We'll see.
4th down and 12 for the Mustangs at the Conifer 30-yard line. Awaiting the snap, 5 yards behind center is Wheatley. Looks to throw out to his right. It's caught underneath to the 25-yard line. Now to the 20. A seam to the 10. Fajardo is gone. A touchdown. Braden Fajardo on 4th and 12, 30 yards away. And the Mustangs lead 41-0. Can you say 2 words, Kevin? Running?
The football.
Clock.
Run the clock. Yeah, running clock.
Sorry,
it should be running clock, but they have stopped it at the moment for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. That should be running clock.
Not 42.
And that was a little slant.
Isn't it 42?
Not if they make the extra point, it will be. It was 35-0.
Started yet.
No, it's 40.
No, it's 40.
Oh, it's 40 now?
I know it's been 40. I don't think they changed that rule. The extra point though is going to be right there for Brandon Marquez, excuse me. 30 yards away. And I don't know why they haven't. This should be. Does somebody know the rules?
Well, they finally got
Do they have it now? Now it's a running clock. Thank you, Brian. And for Fajardo, that's his first receiving touchdown of the year. 3 catches for 80 yards. And Briggs Wheatley in the game now has thrown for 236 unofficially.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. It's Fort Morgan football used to be run. This year, it's such a balanced attack this year. It's the defenses have no idea where to go.
I mean, these are some of the best weapons Fort Morgan has ever had. I mean, even going back to the 99 season when they were undefeated, when they had Joel Dreesen and David Valle. Sorry about that, Brian, and so many other weapons. They had Logan Pape and Eric Johnson and McCreary. I mean, you could go up and down that roster, but the running clock is in effect. This will be a line drive right into the ground field of the 10. Now a handoff and running is Womack to the 20-yard line. Engage. Womack is tripped up at about the 30. David Keller around the football. And the tackle was made at the 31-yard line. And now do we have some sort of an injury, or they did stop the clock? Yeah, they got Womack is okay. Now they're restarting it. So we should be out of here in about 20 to 25 minutes easily. There's a running clock. You've got 17 and a half minutes of football left. If there's an injury or timeout, it's stopped. 1st and 10 for the Lobos at the 31-yard line. Handoff right side. That's Hudson. He's got a nice gain across the 35 to the 37 for a gain of 6. How about Chase Romero, a junior, making the play after the gain of 6 by Hudson. On 2nd and 7, there's the give to Hudson, left side. He's to the 40, and he's stacked up right there, short of a first down. Got 3 more yards. Hudson now has 68 yards on 15 carries. Peyton Vickers, a freshman, made the hit. Oh, they're going to give him they gave him a first down. Again, that's the advance of an extra yard, Kevin.
That's right. As long as you 6 inches here or there, but let's just keep the clock running.
That's all that matters for the 41. Quarterback keeper. That's a big hole up the middle, and a first down for Zalfa into Fort Morgan territory at the 48-yard line, a gain of 11. they still have to signal that they're going to stop the clock, but they don't stop the clock. It's a different mechanic that they use there. From the 48-yard line of Fort Morgan already, we're down to 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the third. Fort Morgan 42, Conifer nothing. A 4th and 12 was a 30-yard touchdown pass from Wheatley to Fajardo. Out of the shotgun, Zalfo, two-step drop, slant over the middle is caught. Breaking a tackle, that's a first down to the 37. It's a gain of 11. Evan Clark makes his first catch of the game. First and 10 here for Conifer at the 37 of Fort Morgan. Under center, and there's the give back to the right side, and that might be Hudson to the 33. Let's see if that's a secondary back. Nope, it's Hudson for the gain of 4. The sophomore Charlie Langford made the hit. We're down under 3 minutes to go in the third. It's Fort Morgan 42, Conifer nothing. John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde from the 33 on 2nd down and 6. They're going to eat up clock because the clock never stops. There's the pitch left to Womack. Swings it to the outside to the 30. Back to the inside. He's got a first down, and he's carrying defenders. Womack with a nice job inside the 20 to about the 18. They might give him the 16-yard line. And we'll give him a gain of 17 for Gage Womack. Hasn't had too many big carries tonight.
I think it's on the 17.
Yeah, gain of 16. First and 10. There's the give up the middle, and Hudson with a nice gainer to about the 11. He'll pick up 6 yards. Second down and about 5 yards to go. Conifer's knocking on the door. Well, they'll take this to the fourth quarter, even if they score in this play. By the time they get the kickoff going here, there won't be enough time to run a play even in the third quarter. We're down to 1:42 to go in the third quarter. It's 2nd down and 5, Conifer for the Mustang 11. Under center is Zalfa. He'll hand it off to Womack. He spins out of a tackle, still on his feet, and he's inside the 10. Close to a first down at the 6 or 7. And I think he might be just a tad short. Yeah, they'll mark it. Well, it's a first down, a gain of 5. We've got 1 minute to go in the third. From the 6-yard line, quarterback keeper Zalfa to his right. He dives. He's inside the 5, down to the 2. A gain of 4.
The keeper gets very close. Rivera once more with the stop.
Well, more than likely they'll score here in the third quarter. 2nd and goal from the 2. For the Lobos, Zalfa, and there's a flag down. That might be an illegal formation. Into the end zone is Hudson, but let's see what the flag's all about.
Stop the clock on the flag. They don't stop the clock on the flag, do they?
No, they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to stop the clock on a penalty marker. I didn't even see the official signal for the stoppage. I mean,
They're trying to get the clock running.
yeah,
There we
exactly. All right, it's against Conifer. Illegal formation again. Why they I mean, what is going on here? Why? I mean, they started, and you see the officials, they started. You guys know what you're doing? I mean, of course, there's nobody listening, and because I don't know where the clock operator said, but they never signaled to stop that clock. That was never that signal. And now we're down to 10 seconds to go. They're going to try to get the playoff before the end of the quarter, but the quarter actually should be over. The ball is sitting at the 7-yard line, and they did get the playoff. That's the last play of the quarter. Hits right to Womack, cuts it back to the inside, and he's down at about the 1 for a gain of 6. There's a late flag. And that is going to be the end of the quarter.
Penalty against Conifer, now another 15. Looks like he threw his hat, which means it's going to be a personal foul or unsportsmanlike. So we'll start this fourth quarter with, second down and 25 or something?
On B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
If you're a renter, you may never know why your landlord starts lawn care at 7 a.m.
John Beltran back with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. Let's head to the fourth quarter. Conifer and Fort Morgan began the. Can you believe that the temperature is only at 54 degrees?
No, it feels chillier than that. Must be a little moisture in the air.
Yeah, 42-0. It was 57 degrees at kickoff, but it's been all Fort Morgan in this game, up 35-0 at halftime, and then on a 4th and 12 on Fort Morgan's only possession. Yeah, what are the?
Well, they got to get it marked. It'll be third or second and 33. It looks like
At the 33-yard line of Fort Morgan. You're right, Kevin. That's at least second and I think second and 27. Wasn't the ball at the 6 to begin the first and goal?
Yeah, but they're going to have to get it scored because there's no first down, so it's second and 33.
second goal from the 33.
That's right,
Yeah.
second and goal. You're right. All right, so these officials have been confused at times in this game that I don't understand. Now, you don't run the clock here to begin the fourth quarter until the first play is run. Then you go to running clock. But our goal here is simply to get out as soon as possible. Bank of Colorado is a bank dedicated to help you make the most of living in Colorado, not just a bank in Colorado. They're Bank of Colorado, proud supporter of local sports and academics. And Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance, another outstanding supporter of Morgan County Athletics. Second and goal from the 33. Up the right sideline, the pass is going to be dropped. Maybe it was broken up along the sideline, but it looked like there was a chance for a completion. It'll be third down and goal from the 33. And Brian, got to love that running clock.
I love it. This is great, yeah, especially when it's 55 degrees out here and I'm getting soft in my old age.
But the wind chill feels a heck of a lot colder. There's no doubt about it. It's not tremendous wind, but it's just enough here. On a third and goal, Kevin.
Yes, third and goal from the 33. And I don't think the players out there are feeling the breeze, and it's not much of a breeze, but this doesn't take much to get cold when you're up here in the mountains.
They had a 5-yard penalty, I believe, or it was a 10-yard penalty, and then the unsportsmanlike. That's why we have this one. Deep drop, setting up a pass up the left side. The pass is going to be broken up. Boy, a beautiful defensive play by Elvin Yanez at the 2-yard line. It was intended over there by Forsythe. But, Brian, that is the way you play the corner position.
Oh, yeah, he was step for step, and he even had the inside position on him, and
he turned around?
Yeah, he turned around, yeah. There was no face guarding or anything. It was a great defensive play.
And Kevin's a defensive guy. You got to love that one.
Oh, absolutely. Shut down corner play. You got to love it.
Because I was expecting him not to turn around because we've seen that. We saw that with Fajardo, who's a very good defensive back, but he didn't turn around against Brush on that one play, and he got called for pass interference. Now we have a 4th and goal from the 33 with 10:20 to go in the game. Awaiting the snap. They're going to have to heave it into the end zone. Pressure coming. A sack back at the 40. Oh, holy mahungus. I believe that was pretty much an all-out blitz by Fort Morgan. And freshman Noah Aguirre made the tackle, but they had everybody coming there, Brian.
Yeah, they had everybody coming, and yeah, they just didn't give him any time to even try to find anybody downfield.
You know, it's amazing. The clock stopped again. Apparently the clock operator doesn't realize that it's a running clock. No change of possession or anything. Do you stop the clock? Now the Mustangs have a new quarterbacking situation here. That'll be Chase Romero is the quarterback, 4 yards behind center at their own 40-yard line. Romero, there's a missed handoff there, and he's going to take it himself. He'll lose a yard back to the 41. Second down and 11 to go. And even if the Mustangs don't pick up a first down, they'll definitely be able to punt it over to Conifer with about 7 minutes to go here in the game. We're at 9:18 right now. Second down and 11 from the 39-yard line. At the top of the hour, this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde. Second and 11, deep drop. Romero looks to throw out to his right, wide open, and is dropped by Yanez at the 44-yard line. That's an excellent pass from Chase Romero, but it was dropped. And there was tons of separation there, but unfortunately no completion.
Yeah, he was wide open. Maybe he's too wide open, but he had plenty of room there, but does fall incomplete.
I'm going to blame myself because, Kevin, I just complimented Yanez on the defensive play he made.
That's right. It's all your fault. But I think what happened on that play is, I mean, you got to say that kid's got some moxie to be a second-string quarterback, come in and throw a ball like that in a varsity game.
You're right about that. Chase Romero threw a beautiful ball on third down and 11. They're going to come maybe on a blitz here on third and 11. They got a couple of linebackers sneaking in. That's going to be a handoff right side, breaking a tackle at the 40, and then still breaking another tackle, but thrown down in the backfield for a loss at the 39-yard line. As let's see who carried that one. 38, Samson Ortega. Is that right?
Yes.
For a loss of 1 yard only. But he was pinballed around there, and Fort Morgan with 7:49 to go in the game will punt for the first time. And that might even be a backup punter. Yeah, that's not Frank Ortega. That's not Chase Redding either. Not sure who that punter is. Awaiting the snap, perfect snap. Heavy rush, and that is Chase Redding. Beautiful punt. Lands inside the 40-yard line. Didn't take much of a Mustang roll. That is Chase Redding, so correction there. And with that heavy rush, I thought he got off a pretty decent punt there.
Yeah, he did a really good job there under pressure and just barely got it off.
And it's in Conifer territory, and I'm sure, Kevin, you know what's going to happen here, right? They're going to utilize some timeouts?
I would hope.
Well, they want to get into the end zone.
Right. You would think that they would want to get in the end zone, but are they going to keep their varsity in here against Fort Morgan's second team, or how are they going to play it?
Well, it looks like that's what's happening right now from the 38-yard line. There's the handoff and back through the middle, and a big hole across the 45 to the 50, inside the 50 to the 49. Gage Womack for a gain of 13. This will be the only possession Conifer has. And again, if the clock gets inside of 2 minutes and they're not in, they'll use the timeouts. But yeah, this should end up like a 42 to 6, 7, or 8 game, you would think, because Conifer is determined to score some points, even though it's against Fort Morgan's second string. There's the give, left side, Hudson. Oh, he's got nothing. He is stacked up in the backfield. Oh, man, a tremendous play. Is that Duckworth in there?
Peyton Vickers on.
Oh, that's Vickers again.
Yep. Yeah, nice job there.
Peyton Vickers, he's going to be a special player like his brother Gabe was.
Caleb Fonseca also in playing also.
Second down and 11 for Conifer, a 1 yard loss for Hudson back at the 50-yard line. 5:49 to go in the game. Fort Morgan leads 42 to nothing. Trips to the right, running back to the left of the quarterback, and now Conifer's going to call a timeout as anticipated. They've used their first timeout. They have 2 more to go. That's when the clock can stop with 5:42 to go in the game. I'm surprised there's this many people still out here, Kevin.
Well, they must have a party going on afterwards or something. It is 25 years of carving this little spot out of the mountain. So I guess you got to be proud of that, Conifer.
Without a doubt. So here we go. When the timeout concludes, it'll be second down and 11 for Conifer at midfield. 4 touchdowns for Briggs Wheatley, 1 for Frank Ortega on defense. And we've basically recapped the game already at halftime. We'll give a very brief recap.
And then that last one was for Jardo on that touchdown to get him over 40. So
right, on a 30-yarder, and that was basically a slant. Fajardo did the rest. But this is a Conifer team that was 2-0 and then lost last week to Glenwood 35-27. So you know that some eyes have been opened up here in Colorado with what Fort Morgan has done in this game.
Boys soccer team will be facing
And even at that, it's already 10 minutes past 9. That's because of the very extended halftime. Second down and 11 to go for Conifer at the 50. Quick drop. Zalfa out to his right, called by Womack, cuts it back to the inside, tries to swing it to the outside, has got room, has got a first down, and then he's taken down across the 35 to the 33. It's a gain of 18, make it 17 and a first down for Conifer. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to score here. It's just, it would make sense. They've got all their first string in there, and Fort Morgan just trying to get experience from their other players. At the 33, there's the handoff, left side to Hudson, swings it to the outside with a stiff arm, and then he's hit hard at the 28 for a gain of 5. I'd say it's a nice job by the Mustangs defensively, sticking in there, Brian, because he was using a big stiff arm.
Yeah, that was a good, I don't know who that was, number 81, but he kept him up long enough to get some help and brought him down for not too much of a gain.
And I have to wonder, Kevin, why they stick with the first team just to get into the end zone, because you don't get any better when your first team is out there against the second team.
Well, sometimes you just have to find something positive to build on. And if you can get the first string team to score, but then you got the downside. If you don't score against the JV, what's that mean?
Well, there's a pass out in the flat. It's caught by Womack. He's got 8 yards. He's got 12 yards to the 16-yard line. It's a first down for Conifer on that 12-yard connection to Gage Womack, who's had a few receptions in this game. Now at the 16-yard line, the clock reads, and even 4 minutes to go in the game. From the 16, quick drop, pass out in the left flat, incomplete. Incomplete. Intended for Gage Sims. Second down and 10 to go for Conifer. With a football at the Mustang 16-yard line. It would be ideal if they do score. They score in the last play, even before they get to a kickoff. That's it, and we'll get to the Mustang post-game show here momentarily. On second down and 10 from the 16. There's the give to Hudson, back through the middle to the 10. Grabbed around the ankles, no first down, but he's got 9 yards to the 7-yard line. Well, third down. And 1 to go, the sophomore Charlie Langford was able to make the play. And when this play commences, we'll be under 3 minutes to go in the game. 3rd and 1 from the 7-yard line. Zalfa's under center. 1 setback. There's the give, left side, back through the middle. Womack, first down inside the 5 to the 3. It's a gain of 4.
Gage Womack picks up the first down, sets the Lobos up first.
I mean, I'm sure the Mustangs want to pitch a shutout, Brian, but essentially they have pitched a shutout.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got your second string in there, which has really done a pretty decent job. They Conifer started this drive with 6:55 and we're down to 2:30. So the second string defense has done a nice job here.
First and goal from the 3. There's the give to Hudson. He's going to get into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Conifer. Nicholas Hudson from 3 yards away. Don't stop that clock.
Yeah.
Why are they stopping the clock? Look at the officials.
Yeah.
Look at the officials. I mean, whoever's operating the clock has no idea. You do not stop the clock at all unless there's a timeout or an injury. Wow. I mean, it's ridiculous. They stopped the clock again. Now they've done it again. And now the officials can't see the clock. You don't stop the clock.
What are they doing?
I mean, this is horrible. And the extra point is good. And now we got a flag down. Not sure what that's about. Look at the officials. Well, now, is Conifer going to call a timeout?
Yeah, I think Conifer called a timeout. But this should be under 2 minutes easily. They need to check their clock operator.
Wow. All right. Well, 3-yard touchdown run by Nicholas Hudson, but now the points are not up there. There was a flag down. I'm not sure what that's about. I thought, was the extra point wide, or I thought it was in.
Well, yeah, I thought it was good.
Kevin, what'd you see with that extra point? Because the point's not up on the board.
Right. flag in. The head judge or head umpire or referee threw the flag in. I don't know whether he saw someone rough the kicker or there's an unsportsmanlike play after the play. I guess they're going to let the play go and mark up the penalty.
Well, 42-7. So the extra point is good. I tell you what, there's no reason to prolong this game. Conifer's gotten on the board. They called a timeout on the sidelines, which was even more ridiculous. To call a timeout, what are you going to do? Now you're going to get some secondary players out there for like 2 or 3 plays? I don't understand it sometimes, Brian.
Well, it must have been a penalty on Fort Morgan. They're moving it up 5 yards to the 45. So they must have been, I don't know, there must have been a penalty on the Mustangs on that kick.
No, but Conifer called. Well, they should have called. I thought I saw a timeout signal there. That you're not.
They did, but they've set the ball at the 45-yard line instead of the 40. Don't they?
Right, but I get it. I get it. But the clock is still not moving.
I think, and I didn't know in high school they had this, but I think they called running into the kicker, not roughing the kicker. So it's just a 5-yard penalty.
Here we go. The kickoff, a line drive, fielded at the 25 and just taking a knee. Now let's see if the clock continues. David Keller took the knee. Oh, there must be a mistake. Their clock is actually running. Okay, good. It's about time. So Fort Morgan will run maybe 2 plays and that's it. Well, they'll run definitely 2. But they won't run a third unless a timeout is called by Conifer. They're at their own 26-yard line. And just got to hold on to the football. The game will be prolonged if Conifer calls a timeout in case Fort Morgan coughs it up. But Conifer's got some secondary players out there now. From the 26-yard line, Romero is letting the time run down, which I think is a smart play. On first down from their own 26. Has the snap. He's going to roll back. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to take a huge loss. But that's fine. They just want to run up the clock. It's a loss of 13. And now you take a knee, and that's it. Now you just go ahead and take the knee and get out of here. On second down and 23 to go for Fort Morgan. I mean, Conifer conceivably could use 2 timeouts and cause Fort Morgan to punt, but that would be ridiculous. Well, listen, we've seen ridiculous before. We have seen... Huh?
Beyond ridiculous.
Yes, beyond ridiculous. Yeah, you just got to take a knee right now. Take the snap and take a knee. 5 yards behind center. This will be a handoff and a loss along the far sideline, back to the 16-yard line. And I told you, Conifer is taking a timeout with 13 seconds to go. It's embarrassing. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. The game is over. Okay, concede the loss. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That, to me, is totally and utterly ridiculous. To call a timeout down 42-7 when Fort Morgan is obviously trying to run out the clock. They took another huge loss there on the give. And now you got to get to the 36, third down and 28 to go. I mean, what are you looking to accomplish there? What are you looking to accomplish? Third down and 28 from the 36. They've got 13 seconds to go. Let Fort Morgan run a play and let the clock run out. That's it. Romero this time will take it himself across the left side. He stood up at about the 10-yard line. And let's see if that's it. Yeah, he gains 4 yards in a play. Thankfully, why did they take the other timeout? I didn't understand that. All right, the Mustang post-game show brought to you by Morgan Community College, here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Tonight, Briggs Wheatley had touchdown runs of 1, 3, 13, and 14 yards. Frank Ortega with a 73-yard interception return that gave the Mustangs a 15-0 lead. And then to get the game to a running clock on the first drive of the second half on 4th and 12, a 30-yard touchdown pass from Wheatley to Braden Fajardo. The Mustangs, in just 2+ quarters, mustered well over 300 yards of offense, and they win this game 42-7. And they didn't have to play 4 quarters tonight, Brian.
No, they didn't. They took care of it pretty much in the first half. That was something they'd been lacking. They weren't being able to get a strong first half. They did tonight against his Conifer team, finished it off in the third quarter basically, and going to go home with a victory.
And speaking of going home with a victory, Kevin, now the Mustangs got to take on a Discovery Canyon team that's been wiped out twice. And as far as Fort Morgan's concerned, they cannot look at what Discovery Canyon's done the last 2 weeks because you don't want to get overconfident, even though Fort Morgan is looking like a machine offensively.
You're absolutely right there. I think the what we saw tonight with Conifer handing basically the game over in the first half, and Fort Morgan came back and played with them and didn't just kind of let up and say, oh yeah, we're great. They went after it and they worked hard until they got that 42nd point, and then they started letting some other kids play. So I think coaches aren't gonna let them look past Discovery Canyon, and they're gonna be ready, and it should be a good game next week.
Well, that'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Keep in mind the Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show is coming up at 9:30 with Kevin Schaefer. Fort Morgan does it tonight. They dominate from start to almost finish as they defeat the Conifer Lobos in Conifer. For Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde, I'm John Beltran. The final score, Fort Morgan 42, Conifer 7 on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.